Lyota.
Present.
Trustee Cartwheel.
Present.
Trustee Belakowski.
Present.
Attorney Legnard absent.
Could we have a motion to excuse the absentee?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Do we get a second?
Yeah,
Okay.
got a couple.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. We have no one for public forum. Communications.
I have a letter dated November 1st, 2024, addressed to Rachel Perfetti, but also to Mayor Ellen McNulty Ryan. Dear Chairperson Perfetti, as discussed previously, I hereby submit my resignation from the position of trustee of the Green Island Industrial Development Agency, effective as of Friday, November 15th, 2024. I'm thankful for being a part of the great team that I've had the pleasure to work with since I started with this agency back in 1999. I look forward to watching our community continue to grow from our new home out of state. Sincerely yours, Sean E. Ward.
Ordered filed. Yeah, he finally made the final move on Friday, so. Did anybody talk to him if he got there safely?
He's there safely.
Good. Good. Next on the agenda is an appointment for our fire department, Travis Vorse. Chief, I don't know if you want to say anything about him, or?
Seems to be a good fit. He comes to us trained, and he's quite anxious to be in Green Island.
He comes prepared. He's a young, what is he, like 23?
24.
24? But he brought in a packet for each one of us that were interviewing him with every course he's ever taken and any citations he got, and it was good. Killed a couple trees, but it was, I was impressed.
Yeah, he's well prepared.
I was impressed that he was so well prepared, and he really wants to work in a small community. He said where he is now, he loves his job, but he doesn't feel a contact with the community, and some of the fellows that we have here used to work with him, and he said they just talk all the time about how they do everything together in the community, and he said, I want to be part of that. So, that was music to my ears. I was very happy with that. So, does anyone on the board have any questions? He'd like to start tomorrow, so we want to do this tonight. Could I have a motion to appoint, and it's a provisional appointment, and he'll be on probation for a year and all that, but to appoint Travis Vorse, and it's Vooris, as a firefighter in the village of Green Island.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. You want to text him and tell him he's in?
I think he's watching.
Tell him to be here early.
Next on the agenda is the approval of minutes from our meeting on October 21st. Everyone has a copy. Does anyone have any corrections? If not, could I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is the police activity report. Everyone has a copy. Could I have a motion to accept?
Make a motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next on the agenda is our fire department monthly report. Everyone has a copy. Could I have a motion to accept?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next on the agenda is the approval of claims. Everyone has a copy. Anthony's happy to answer any questions. Maggie's happy to answer any questions. Does anyone have any questions? If not, could I have a motion to pay the bills?
Make a motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next on the agenda is consideration of the monthly report from the treasurer. Everyone has a copy. Any questions? If not, could I have a motion to accept?
So moved. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of the monthly report of the Parking Violations Bureau. Everyone has a copy. Could I have a motion to accept?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of adjustments to the water and sewer billing. Everyone has a copy. Any questions?
I'm just curious as to what happens when they're deceased. Is that a no recovery on that, unlike unpaid taxes where we put a lien against the property? Or
The property is not in Green Island.
They're not Green
It's
Island.
in Maplewood. That's
both of them are?
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
deceased, oh, okay.
that's our problem, and we don't have any recourse in it.
Okay, I was where one was, I didn't know the other.
I'd like to not do Maplewood anymore because they know we can't put a lien on, or anything. And
Shut the tap
This,
off?
the real high one there.
Oh, yeah.
We've been fighting for that money for
Yeah,
probably
and we,
15 years.
we did, we looked into it too, and the cost of litigating it, cause it would be like a civil proceeding, would be more than what they owe us in water, so outweighing the cost benefit of that,
Yeah.
there is a new owner in that property now, which has restarted, they're on their own billing, so this is prior to. But yeah, we've been chasing that SBF one for quite a while.
I don't think we're the only ones that were chasing money there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Any other questions? Could I have a motion to make the adjustments?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next on the agenda is consideration of renewing Highmark Northeast New York Blue Shield Medicare policy for 2025. Mag, I don't know if you want to comment on it. There is an increase, but it's not.
There is an increase, but it's basically what we've been seeing with all of our insurance premiums, whether Medicare or general health insurance, so it's in line with typical increases that we're seeing, so.
Any questions? If not, could I have a motion to renew?
Make
Make
a
a
motion.
motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is consideration of adopting a resolution in support of continued and increased state aid for local governments. NICOM has been fighting for us for this for a long time, and I don't know if you want to comment?
Yeah, so NICOM does a great job advocating on behalf of the cities and villages. And last year, after 15 years of stagnant funding, there was an increase in the state budget of $50 million of unrestricted funds. And in the budget, however, it was named temporary assistance. So basically what this resolution is doing is supporting NICOM and their endeavors to keep that $50 million going forward in the 2025-2026 budget, state budget.
Because they give it and they sometimes take it away.
Yes.
So this is, hopefully, they won't take it away.
Exactly.
And they actually should keep increasing it every year.
Right.
Anyone have any questions? If not, could we have a motion to adopt the resolution?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Consideration, next is consideration of approving a site plan modification for Factory Town. Maggie's got some comments on that.
Yeah, so in your packet, we have provided you two site plans. The original site plan that was submitted when the PDD was approved. And now that it's a PDD, any changes to that site plan have to come back before the board for further approval. So basically, the highlighted changes between the two, from what was originally approved, presented and approved to now, is the project is actually decreasing in size. It's equal to or less environmentally impactful, so there's no impact on or no on the seeker determination, so that remains the same. They are decreasing their units from 131 to 123, so it's going down by 8 units, and basically that's because they're changing the layout of the one building. It's going from a rectangular building of 37 units to an L-shaped building of 29 units. They're actually increasing parking, however, that may come back again to us depending on how many handicap accessible spaces they end up putting in. But otherwise, and they're eliminating garage space for residents there. Those are the highlighted changes. But like I said, everything still stays within the footprint, environmentally, the eagles, all of that stays the same. Actually, less of a disturbance. And the only other further changes they foresee is parking and maybe some landscaping.
Any questions?
Why did they decide to lower the number?
I don't think there was a necessarily reason. I think it was just aesthetically the layout of the way it was looking, and I think parking is always the biggest issue to get in and out. Accessibility for fire trucks and things. So they were just looking at the layout as a whole, not necessarily unit number, but just making the layout more feasible.
That makes sense.
And we do have some wetlands up there, and I don't know if that came into play with anything too. You know, once you really get in there,
Mm-hmm.
and
At what point are they right now with it all? mean,
We are probably not close to a shovel hitting the ground at any point soon, but we are finalizing the actual sale of the property. So the IDA has authorized the sale of the property, which should close in the next 30 days.
there's been no changes to the property as of right now.
Correct.
I know Louise is using it like a storage for their.
Yes, they were storing the
games.
steel for 147 Cannon Street on there. That, to my knowledge, the majority of that has since been moved.
Yeah.
What they're gonna deal with first is environmentally, the schedule of the birds, the eagles, the bats, the whatever. They can only cut trees certain times of years, and they're gonna try to do a lot of the grading and site work before that all comes back into play. So in the winter, you may see tree cutting and things of that nature, but that's basically because they only have a very small window of time to do that before some of that scheduling
remember that from
with
the
mating
bike path.
season comes into play.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? If not, could I have a motion to approve the site plan modifications for Factory Town?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Next is the monthly recap from the Village DPW in GIPA. We had a couple months worth of stuff there. They've been pretty busy on a lot of things, and I just said at our last meeting, they did a great job on our Hometown Hero banners up there. Now they're getting ready for the Festival of Trees, and we keep them.
Picking up leaves.
Yeah, the leaves this year have been
Yeah.
unbelievable. So they've been doing a good job, plus they've been doing a lot of tree trimming near the power lines. They're doing a lot. So could I have a motion to accept their monthly recap?
Make a motion, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Do we have any other business?
I do. I checked the schedule. CDTA no longer runs up on Veterans Memorial Highway. When they had proposed putting it up there, they put those two huts in, for lack of a better term. They've become little garbage dumps. They're disgusting looking up there. I've got pictures I'll forward to Maggie. And I'm wondering, since they're not using them, if they can be taken down. It seems that they've become little smoke areas for the people over at the Pipe and Nipple Company. But mostly, it's a disgrace. You know, you get these beautiful banners, and then we got garbage dump there. So it'd be nice if they took them down. Maybe they could utilize them someplace else, you know. I mean, it was nice that they put them up, but.
Yeah, no, we can certainly look into that.
And then I don't know if the water department knows. I walk all the time, so I see it. There's a cap missing on Tibbetts Avenue, right? Just before you go into Tax and Finance's parking lot there. So there's like a hole this big in the road.
On Tibbetts Avenue? On Tibbetts Avenue, you said?
Yeah, on Tibbetts Avenue. No, not Tibbetts, I'm sorry. Cohoes Ave.
Cohoes Ave.
Just
I was
before
gonna
you
say,
go
that's
in,
not where
yeah.
Tax and Finance is.
No, the last time I complained about one, it was on Tibbetts Avenue. Sorry. Yeah, so
Okay.
I mean, they may just want to, you know, put it up. Like I said, I walk, so I see all this stuff.
Sure.
Okay. And you can always call down to the office and tell them, or call the water department. and
They're
tell them.
wonderful. I had to have my main shut off, and I came down because I had to have my bill straightened out last month too. It was like $2,500. But they're wonderful, the water department.
Yeah.
They were up at my house shutting it off before I got back.
Yeah,
So-
they're good. Just a couple things. Our new engine went into service November 8th. The chief is very happy sitting back there with his new truck, and we're going to sell the old one.
Yes.
We're gonna put it out to auction or bid or whatever, and it is so difficult to get a fire truck now that the price on the used fire trucks went way up, so we're hoping we do pretty good on it. So between the grant and what we get there, we're keeping our fingers crossed that it's almost a wash. So we'll keep you posted.
Did you hear the story when he called it in? He called the truck in service at 4:30 that day. As soon as he got done, the tones went out for a call. They went right out. Right, chief?
Yeah.
He thought he was getting, you know, a reward there because the tone was coming in. They had a call. So it went right out on its first call at 4:30.
There you go. Just to remind everybody, our Festival of Trees is Saturday, December 7th. We'll start decorating at 2 and serving hot chocolate and cookies, and Santa and Mrs. Claus will be coming in on the sleigh at 5 o'clock to light the trees. We're doing some Christmas caroling this year. Keep Saturday or Sunday, December 15th open, because at 1 o'clock Jeff Miller came to talk to me and wanted to get back into doing some caroling outside. And I told him how it started many, many years ago was when we had the dispatch in the police department, they had a list of shut-ins, and they used to call them every once in a while and just make sure they were okay. So we always used that list, and we'd go to their houses so that they'd get a little bit of Christmas spirit. But with HIPAA and everything else, you don't have that anymore, and we don't have dispatchers here anymore. But I think we can, I put a thing in the newsletter. I'm hoping some people will call us and let us know where the shut-ins are. So at 1 o'clock, we're gonna meet at the Good Shepherd, and we'll probably take several vans and groups and just go and sing for a little while in front of there. Then at 4 o'clock, Santa and Mrs. Claus are coming back, and they're going to get on the sleigh, and they're gonna ride around Green Island and get the kids all hopped up for Christmas. And then at 5 o'clock, we're going to go back to the Church of the Good Shepherd, and we're gonna do some caroling inside. We did it inside there last year because the weather was bad, and it really was perfect. Your niece was hysterical. She was just the sweetest thing. So we think maybe a lot more people might come because, you know, some of our older folks can't take the cold and stuff like that. So they may come and just sit and listen, or they may sing with us. So we're gonna have a busy day on the 15th of December. So I hope all of you can join us. Anybody got anything else? If not, our next meeting is Monday, December 16th. Same time, same place. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Thank you very much, everyone, and I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving.